Good morning. Good morning to everyone present here. Today we are honored among us the renowned architect Rafiq Azam, all the way from to enlighten us and inspire us. Rafiq Azam is a principal architect at Chateau 2 Architecture, winner of multiple awards and accolades. He is widely known for practicing green architecture extensively in his designs. Nourishing a holistic approach to design, he incorporates the elements of nature and also harnesses its beauty and potential in a practical way. It is an absolute honor to have you with us here today. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone, students and our respected guests. It is my immense pleasure to welcome our guest, architect Rafiq Azam from Bangladesh.
No? But Indore is amazingly very clean city, which is I've learned from you that we can make our city clean. Thank you for teaching us that is possible. And I was also surprised to see from the distance, Raj was showing me that that's the university, the campus. It's a very distinctively designed campus. And I have seen the terraces just watching from outside. That's amazing. And I remember, as probably you know, Louis Khan, a great architect, who also worked in India and Ahmedabad. He says that classroom is only for teachers actually, not for students. Because inside classroom, you behave very decent and teacher, rules the classroom. But outside classroom, the corridors, like terraces, all belongs to students. They are free and they can learn by talking, by seeing, by interacting with all other things, not only other students, but also the beautiful tree. Like I was asking, sir, what's the name of the tree? I'm not a landscape architect, but I love to be. But it's a carpus cotton tula, carpus tula tree. Yeah, I remember now. And for example, there's a bodhi tree, ficus. Ficus. This is ficus religiosa. Religiosa. Gautam Buddha did her meditation under this tree. That's why it's called bodhi brikho. It has lot of things, other things. So when you see around things, and the question comes, what is this? What is that? And somebody says, I know it. Somebody says, I don't know it. So this is how you exchange knowledge and increase your knowledge. And education is basically, just basically, not very generally, I would like to say, in three things in education is important. You become educated. One is academic knowledge, which you can get from your teachers, from library, from books. That's all academic knowledge. And then you have empirical knowledge, doing on your hand, by your own hands. Like I saw this, just entering here, you have done arches and brickwork, the foundation, carrying the bricks, putting the mortars together, construction. This is very empirical. So you know, not only learned inside class, also learning outside class and how to make it happen in real life. And then this will create intuitive knowledge, your own knowledge, your own understanding to do something, to think about something, that will be your own. That's why, that's the reason you become different from your fellow student in the same class, same teacher, same book, same education. You become different because you have develop your own intuition actually. So these three things together, when works together successfully, you become a knowledgeable person. So these are happening here, I can see, which is very good. I congratulate all of you, the faculties. And another thing, when we design school or academic things, we try to do something didactic. We call it didactic, probably you know the terminology, many of you. It means we are not going to teach you actually. You will be learned, you will learn actually out of the whole situation. The whole situation has been designed in a way the whole situation designed in a way that it gives you knowledge. You can learn, and the whole environment can teach you itself. So that's we call didactic. So designing something, it can be a house also. You can design house didactically, so the children can learn. The children inside, the other people coming to the house, they can learn out of it. So this is very interesting, and architects are the only person in the world represent basically God. God's that part that God has created visually, very physical, like this tree, like the earth, like the mountain, the river, all very physical development by the Creator, and we represent the Creator. He also wrote books probably, I mean not like a typical books, but we can verses, we can say verses in Bible, in Quran, or in Hindu mythologies. There are a lot of saying by God probably, but we don't see all those things, only read in the shelf. But we can see the Creator's powerful creation. It's like a tree, or like a mountain, or like a river, or like a desert, all these things, and we represent the God in that way. So we can also create, and we also can destroy. So that's the point. We need to be careful. We should not destroy. We need to understand actually what is that. Before touching something, you must understand whether it's a cold or hot or something else. Then you can judge it properly. And that's the school's purpose, to teach you or let you know that there are possibilities. School cannot teach you actually. School cannot teach. It's not meant to be teach you actually. School is meant to make you aware that what you are going to do in whole life, the way to deal with the situation, you need to prepare yourself that I need to deal with this thing. A lot of uncertainty will come in front of you, but I know what is brick, I have touched brick, I have touched the earth, I have learnt about brick through the classroom, through the library, but now I understand what do you mean by brick and how to handle. So in this way there are millions of things in front of you, millions of things in front of you. So you can explore on and on until you end your life. So that's the beauty of architecture, and architect's role are very, very interesting. Architect can act like a builder, like a poet, like a singer, like a creator, like a musician. So all the way it's important to learn all these things. If you want to really learn the humanity, that architects for humanity in architecture, how you learn? Probably you need to go to Rabindranath Tagore to learn. You might you need to go to Immanuel Kant or any other, Jacques Derrida, Jacques Lacan, Foucault, or Shakespeare. So literature will teach you something, drama will teach you something, science will teach you something, technology will teach you something. So you need to go through all. You cannot define who is an architect. If I ask a question to you, do you know who is a musician? Can you answer me? Who is a musician who play music? It's not that difficult, I think. Musician, we know musician, and who we know the actor or actress. Who is an actor? Who act actually? We know it. And who is a painter? We know probably. Who paints actually. So we can ask many questions like that, But if we ask who is an architect, can you define? Can you tell me the answer? So let's try to pick up answer. Can you tell me who is an architect? Raj, you can tell me who is an architect? It's a very interesting question, Probably never ask yourself who is an architect.
Sir, I think
Architect is a creator.
What he creates then? Poetry? What he creates? uh, I don't know,
Living
like
environment. Living environment.
living environment. So this not one word is enough.
Sir, I think who creates a society, a better place to live.
So you can be a sociologist, or you can be, yeah, of course, why not? You can act like not just an architect means not the same answer will be coming up, like who is actually making society. Any other thing can happen.
Diverse views are there called for the architecture.
Exactly. So we cannot define architect as like
In a single word.
just who acts, who paints, who create music. Not like that. In Hindu scripture, there is a saying, architect is the person who is the most knowledgeable person in the society, in the community. He or she is an architect. So power of an architect is knowledge. What is expertise? A good musician, you can create music or poetry, or you can build a building. Nothing is your power actually. These are all expression of your power. But actually you are powerful because you are knowledgeable. You have the knowledge. If I say design an airport, it needs knowledge. Design a mandir, a mosque, or school, like this school, it needs knowledge, what needs to be done. If you say design nothing, then what will happen? Of course, you need to design nothing also. Designing always not a good thing. Nothingness is also important. For example, this is nothing. What you have designed? Nothingness. Emptiness you have designed here. And that's the beauty of this place. If you built a building here, would it have been much better? Probably we have created nothingness. A tree, a karpas tree or a bodhi tree, and you are beside, under the tree and beside the tree. I'm sure you love this place. I'm sure many people you love this place because you have designed nothingness. So designing nothingness requires what? Knowledge, no material. So this is what I don't have to tell too much of things actually. Few things came up in my mind. It's interesting. Architecture is interesting and challenging also. I remember second year of my school, you can put it there. One of my teachers told me that, looking at my drawings and says, I can't grade you, man. I can't grade you, man, because you are below the failing grade. He didn't grade me because so poor my design was, and he didn't like it. And he says, you are below the failing grade. So this is what I started with. And my first project, everybody got 90%, 80%, 70%. I was the only person got 3% fail grade, starting architectural first year, first project. So it happens in life. And that actually inspired me, that I want to be, prove myself, I want to do something really I can achieve the grade in life. Having more grade in class is not actually the last thing. It's continuously you are moving on, positive, that's the best thing. One time, two times, three times having 90% grade will not ensure your beautiful life. Life is an ongoing process, a journey. So you have to prepare yourself with the ingredients that you can go through the journey end of your life. So achieve those assets and power and energy, and just don't give up. Whatever happens, don't give up and don't stand in one point. You start walking, one day you will see you have traveled a lot. Don't stop walking. One point, you just move on. And after 60 years, 50 years, 40, you will see you have crossed miles and miles and miles actually. And that's life. Okay? So don't give up, keep it up. Thank you very much. Oh.
And how did you start your journey?
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's the issue. I was asked many a time, what about green architecture? Honestly speaking, I never wanted to do some green architecture. I was a painter. I received 1976, I was young, 13 years old only, school boy. I received Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Gold Medal for my watercolor painting, for my painting, and it was watercolor. And then my father told me, you can't be an artist. I wanted to be an artist. So he says, no, no way you can't be an artist. So I was looking for something where I can go and continue my painting journey. And it was University of Engineering and Technology. And my father was very happy to know that I'm going to be an engineer. But actually it was Department of Architecture. And I was almost like in understanding that I am going to continue my painting journey through architecture. That's why I become an architect. So I used to say I'm an architect by chance, and a painter by architect by accident or by chance, but an artist by conviction from my heart. So I wanted to continue a painting journey that I used to do the watercolor, the sky, the green, the boat and the trees, all greens in my life I wanted to continue. So I started architecture like that. I wanted to see my architecture also green with boat, with water and fragrance and sky and everything. So it's continuous. So people nowadays say I'm a green architect. I don't know what does it mean actually. And I'm not interested in ticking the Western world ticking. They're coming and telling me from not green area, it's a polar area, it's like a full of ice covered area, and they're coming and saying, I'll tell you you are green if you give me money. If you give me my fees, I'll tell you, I'll give tick marks and tell you you are green. I'm total non-agreement with them. I'm not interested actually. I'm interested to see my own land. You have your own land, you just use it. And if it is green, it's green. If it is a desert, it's desert. It's your own land, so use it. So that's why I do green, because I'm from Bangladesh. I do use water, a lot of water, because it's from Bangladesh. It's nothing to do with actually so-called green architecture. So I'm sorry, people used to say, and how much I'll be telling them, no, 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 I don't agree with you. I stopped telling all these things. But it's too much of telling to me that you are doing green architecture. No, it's nothing to do with green architecture. It's my life, my own land, own my country. That's my passion. Thank you.
Some of the biggest architects like a star architect we can call. So sir, how can we become an high profile architect that all around world our name is accomplished like that? So some of our few students can achieve that goal. So sir, how can I start and focus on that perception?
Very good question.
Okay, that's a good question actually. I would like to elaborate a little bit. That's a good question, and Louis Aiken says a good question is better than the best answer. We don't know how to raise question. The world has changed. If you consider, like, a movie is very good thing to understand the society. If you see even Hindi movies or in our Bangla movies, we used to say like 50. You sit down, no problem, no problem. Just, as probably 50 years old movie, you see there is a hero, and the hero can do a lot of things. You know, he can sing, he can fall in love, he make other people fall in love, the girls, beautiful girls. He become a first boy in the class, and he can fight also when requires to impress the heroine. So the one hero can do everything. So the heroism, the early world is heroism, and the capitalists utilize it, making some heroes. Even capitalism started long back, 1850 or around. That's why Corbusier become hero, Louis can become hero, and Norman Foster, Zaha Hadid, all actually heroes. But nowadays, world changed actually. We don't see any heroes like that. Anti-heroes are the heroes actually. A bank dacoit, bank, how they do all the planning, and finally took out the money and vanished. Terminator, how the powerful fighting happening. Those are the people becoming hero who raise questions. They question, why should I do this way? Who told you to do this way? No, I don't think so. I don't in agreement with you. These are the people questioning the world. After the COVID, the raising question is really, really high. This is no norms, nothing is there actually. You see all the Zaha Hadid didn't help us. Didn't help us. We need community space, we need people together, we need good health, we need health facilities proper. Health facility doesn't mean the physical, it's mental and physical, and that's important for us, and we can achieve not only medical way, the medicine we also can achieve through beautiful environment with proper oxygen, proper open space. We can run, children can run and can achieve the strength, the energy, mentally and physically. They didn't do anything like that actually. They have just earned money and they become heroes and they become star in the magazine, they giving interviews. During COVID, did you feel that these are the people who saved us, will save you? None of them. None of them is important in our life. So don't talk about that in that way, heroes. We need heroes who can work with all the other people, who can work with the community, with the neighbor, with the country people, and create spaces for all other people. We are no more servant of the rich people. Remember, we are no more servant of the rich people. We are the servant of the common people. So don't serve only the rich people. So that's why those people, like Lebeskin, the famous architect, we won project. Lebeskin, he was my competitor in European award. I won the award. He came to me, he says, actually, I'm a fan of your work, and actual hero, you are the actual hero. Because we work with the community. We work with the people, actually. So remember, don't sell you. You are not a sellable thing. You are an enlightened person, as Hindu scripture says. You're the most knowledgeable person helping out your society. So prepare yourself in that way. Don't go for interviews and star. No, people will tell you star. Not the magazine editors will tell you the star. They are making them star. Who is making them star? The magazine's editors. There is a documentary film on Carlo Scarpa. Hello? Yeah, Carlo Scarpa. And there is same time I have seen another documentary film, Norman Foster. I respect Norman Foster. I'm not against him. Nothing too personal. Just for academic purpose. The Carlo Scarpa movie, all the people talking about Carlo Scarpa, it's an Italian architect, famous architect. The worker, the mason, the carpenter, they are talking about Carlo Scarpa. They are telling, he used to come to us, sit together, and we do a lot of works together. We created this machine or detail. This is how they're explaining on architect. But then next, you see the Norman Foster, all editors talking. He's a great architect, editors, no people talking. So they made them star, not people actually. So when people talk about you, people will make you star, you will be star, not before that. Thank you.
This is the difference between good architect and famous architect, as I told. There is a very clear-cut difference. We all should learn. That is a famous architect and good architect.
I think you should ask here, so student can hear.
Okay, my question is, what do you feel, sir, is concept in architectural design, and can it be taught or learned?
Concept is a big issue, no? Every class is, where is your concept? And he's mad, like he or she is mad. Where am going to my concept? Where is that? Where are you? Where are your concept? Eh?
What is the concept of concept?
What is the concept? Concept. Madam is saying rightly. Look, concept is your own concept. How you have built up your childhood, your grown up, what you have seen, learned. All these things can create your concept. So gradually, whatever concept is fine. Concept is concept. Whatever you feel like, that's your concept. You know, people say, I don't know, I don't have any philosophy. My life, I don't have any philosophy. Interestingly, that is his philosophy, that I don't have any philosophy. That is his philosophy or her philosophy. So this concept is something like whatever you feel, that's the concept. But your concept can be enriched gradually. If you start, for example, I have hundreds of trainings. I didn't have time to go for masters actually. I had a very small course on masters in Australia, in Sydney University. Glenn Markert, probably many people know, is a great architect under his supervision. But actually I didn't have time to get proper masters because I was more interested in other things. I would engage myself. 1 year course, Rabindranath Tagore's novel I was reading. I have read all the novels by Rabindranath Tagore, and I have a training 1 year, the world literature or the great writers write-up. I have training on construction management. I have training on human behavior modeling management. I have training on music, 6 months training on Eastern music. You know, I can explain music. I can't sing, absolutely not a single word, but I can explain a lot of things of singing. You know. So I was busy learning to how to enrich my concept. See, if I start something like music is all about 7 notation. And this is very mathematical. Music is absolutely mathematical, and everything is mathematical in the world. Chennai, a great person, Chennai Ramazanu. There's a movie also, you know. The Man Who Knows the Infinity, something like that movie. I was very fascinated by Ramazanu for many years. And I came to know that everything is actually mathematics in the world. Everything is mathematics. This tree is also mathematics. So started learning and enriching concept. Music is mathematics. One of the hardest mathematics. You can't go beyond here and there. Only sa is fixed, re is komal, ga is komal, ma is kori. Kari means up, it goes up, never goes down, and sa is fixed. So this much of thing can create the most mysterious, most dramatic, melodious thing in the world. No one can do that. Nothing can be done by other than music. Such a poetic, beautiful, melodious thing. Only with few mathematics. This is possible actually. So when I learned music a little bit, then I started thinking, okay, I can do it in my architecture. So when I use grids, everything in mathematically, I can twist 1 or 2 grids, komal, little bit kori, and that turns like a music, you know. And I started learning Bach and Beethoven. The Bach is all about horizontal movement. It's all about horizontal movement. And Beethoven started like going down and going up, jhalla. In music, there is a jor, jhalla, alap, all these things. So I started using all these things in my architecture, so it's enriched my concept. So all about concept is your concept, whatever you are mathematical, you are technological, somebody is very tectonic, like always like computer, that's your concept. You can use your concept through computer or digital things you are interested. You can use it. See, that's make you unique from others. So don't worry about concept. Concept is not something that somebody will teach you. You are already taught. At this stage, whatever you know, that's your concept. You will be growing up, learning, and your concept will be different, enriched, enriched. So whole your life it will be enriching and enriching, and end of your life you will be understanding that I have learned nothing. That might be another concept. I have learned nothing. So don't worry, okay? And we can't teach anyone actually. It's all about learning. You can learn, and most important, sometimes you need to start unlearning. What you have learned actually, I used to say, you have learned something, actually it might destroy you. Sometimes learning can destroy you. School taught you something very, they have a philosophy, they have understanding, they taught you in that line. This is school, another school is different. Harvard, MIT is different, you know. So you might find it out one day that I have learned something that I am not interested, but you are already learned. So you are corrupted, you are intellectually corrupted. You can't just say, I become now Baul. Baul means they don't learn any, I mean, nobody taught them anything. They have learned themselves. But somebody taught you, so you are already corrupted. How can you reverse it back? Very difficult. So you need to start unlearning probably. It might take another 10 years, 5 years to unlearn and then start your own way to learn. So the whole life is a game, it's an interesting journey. How you feel like you do it accordingly. There's no rule, no regulations. It's up to you actually. So don't be fear. Whatever you are, that is also right. What you have done wrong, that is also right. And what you have done right, that is also right. So don't worry, just go ahead. Don't give up. Keep it up. Thank you.